Can you guys hear me now? Okay. I think we faced a great team in UCF, and they outplayed us today and the whole weekend, and but I think the offense will respond and get that figured out next weekend.
For you in particular, that's two good outings in a row. Do you feel like you've gotten off to the start you wanted to?
Yeah, absolutely. I felt pretty good out there the past two outings, and just trying to attack and felt the zone and keep putting up zeros for the team.
Nick?
Gunnar, you faced these hitters all fall and all spring. Just what did you see from them in the spring? Is this surprising you at all that the offense is down, or did you kind of see this coming a little bit?
No, just a rough patch right now. The guys will get it figured out, and they hit great in the fall and spring, and we'll get through this, and they'll get better right away.
Parrish?
Gunnar, I know Coach Bianco has talked about wanting to see you go deeper into games, and you went 7 today. Do you feel like you're making strides in that area?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that was the thing. He talked about this year, and I've prepared to do that, and I've have personal and able to attack these guys, getting around them 3-4 times in the order, and so yeah.
Thank you.
Any more questions for Gunnar? All right, Gunnar, you're good to go. Appreciate it.
Yep, thank you.
We're going to have Hayden next. Just give him a quick second to get situated.
Ooh.
Ben?
Yeah, Hayden, it was a tough weekend offensively. What's just really the problem, do you think, right now?
Guys are not on time with the fastball like how we were last weekend. Guys were throwing 97, 98. We were on time for the fastball. We got the gray guy out from TCU, got him out, just attacking fastball. We weren't on time for fastballs today. Seemed like we were chasing a little bit whenever we were hunting the fastball some, but it'll be all good. Still early in the season, figuring out the lineups, figuring out how things are going to, work around each other, but it'll all be good.
You personally, though, have gotten off to a pretty good start. I mean, how do you feel at the plate right now?
Feel good. Just trying to do a job for my team, pass the bat all the time, just be a team player, get on base. Hopefully, guys like Cale Baker drive me in like he has the past 2 days. Just trying to do everything for the team that I can to get on base and so we can be successful.
Nick?
Hayden, things have come so easy these first 2 years on campus for you. How has the dugout responded to a losing series after being so long without one?
We're hurt. But also we know we aren't going to win, every single game. But, it still drives us, and we believe that basically we can, almost win every single game. It was just a tough weekend. Some things didn't go our way. Certain balls they would hit. We'd have a guy cover the bag on a steal, and they'd hit a ball on the six. So, things like that, aggravating weekend. But, we just got to come better, and we got to hit better. Pitching was amazing this weekend. Doug, Derek, and Gunnar, man, they threw all gems. But the Pack's got to hit a little better, and we'll be all right.
Any more questions for Hayden? All right, appreciate it, Hayden. You're all good. Thank you.
Thank you all.
All right, just give us a quick second here to get Coach Bianco up here, and he'll be our last participant. Questions for Coach Bianco? Ben?
Yeah, Mike. Obviously, the big rally in the ninth to get game 2, but for the most part, the weekend was tough offensively. What do you think was really the reasoning for that?
We'll have to, go back and look at the tape, but, it just, I think a big part of it, which, usually it is they pitched really well. They were, I thought they were outstanding all weekend on the mound and, even their bullpen, but the 3 starters were dominant. And, today, the game 3, we had a lot of trouble with Jones, but just 3 really good starters that I thought commanded it. It wasn't a surprise necessarily of the stuff, and we expected that, but man, they were really effective, and we just looked uncomfortable at times. And as I just said on the radio, one of the things that we were able to do last weekend, even though we didn't get a ton of hits, and we faced some really good pitchers, we were able to bunch some at bats together and put some innings together. That they didn't allow us to do it. I thought on Friday night, again, Gordon was really good, but they were able to make some really good plays. And, at the end, just too good on the mound, really good defense. They, didn't open the door much. They threw the ball into the strike zone. They didn't walk us. And, again, we just weren't good enough offensively.
It's been a long time since y'all dropped a series, Mike. So what was kind of the word to the team after the game?
We got to play better, and that's, that's the fairest assessment, that I can make right now is they beat us. I mean, straight up just played better than we did. And it wasn't that it wasn't close, obviously, but it was almost the opposite of last weekend where it seemed like we made all the big pitches to get off the field. They just were so committed offensively, especially in game 3. I thought offensively they were really good today. And even though I thought Diamond had good stuff, it seemed like every mistake that he made, a ball that would leak back over the plate, they got, some, good swings at. And even pitches that were good pitches, that I thought he made, they did a really good job. But, they just played better than we did. It was opposite of last weekend again, where, we made pitches and got off the field. This week we couldn't. Last week we were able to get the big hit. This week we couldn't put enough hits together to mount a lot of offense.
Nick?
Mike, Hayden talked a little bit about thinking that fastball gave you guys some trouble this weekend after facing some of the high velos last week. Did you see that at all, or do you think that there was something else that might have been contributed to some of the off balance?
I think all the guys were a little different. I think, Gordon on Friday night, although it was plenty of velocity, 90, 93 from the left side, I think his ball played up a little more, than 90, 93. Like it looked like we just couldn't get to his fastball last night. Today, Jones was different. I thought the first guy in game 1, the name escaping me now, that the game 1 pitcher just mixed it enough to where we couldn't, put it together. That was, maybe the disappointing thing, I think, of all of it, where you look at of all the 9, the 27 innings, the 9 innings in game 1, we didn't do much, to put any, rally together. Gunnar was terrific, but back to your question, I thought Jones, it was just a really good mix, a really mostly fastball changeup, and we just couldn't pick it up, and it just seemed like we got caught in between, where we couldn't catch up to the fastball. But when we were ready for the fastball, we got the changeup, and it was a good mix, a ton of strikes, always ahead in the count. We just couldn't do much with it.
You talk about putting rallies together. Is that something where it just happens when it happens, or is there kind of a key to sustaining those types of rallies?
I think we have to do a better job, and it was one of the things, and not getting too much into it, into the weeds, but I think one of the things is, we just made it too easy. We had too many 3-2 counts where we swung at balls, either, high fastballs or changeups in the dirt, where we have to be disciplined enough to take those. And if we can take some of those pitches, innings change. from swinging at a high fastball or change up in the dirt at 3-2 to having a base runner on and another batter. And, what happens is, Jones doesn't just get to the seventh, he may only get to the sixth or the fifth, because of pitch count. But, again, I'll go back and me and, Clem will watch the tape, but I think, some of those at bats, we'd like to have back, some of those at bats where we just we're non-competitive, 2-strike change up in the dirt that's not even close, or chasing a high fastball. But again, we're going to work on that and get better, surely. But some of the credit has to go to them. I thought they were excellent on the mound all weekend long.
Adam, you're on mute if you're speaking.
Coach, could you talk a little bit about how Cole Baker pitched tonight in the 8th and 9th?
I thought, yeah, he was, obviously terrific, kept the game, intact, and, kept it at 7 runs. And we needed that after, the other 2, freshmen came in, and it just seemed like, they just couldn't find a rhythm. They just couldn't, really go from pitch to pitch and throw enough balls into the strike zone, and just fell behind too many hitters. Well, really the 2 freshmen and Brandon. And, Cole showed you, when you come in and you hit some spots, regardless of how hot the offense is, and they were pretty hot there in game, 2 today, he was able to get us off the field.
Parrish.
Mike, you had some guys come off the bench in the first game today and get some big hits, and you had some changes in the batting order over the course of the weekend as well. How much do you know about these guys right now as hitters? Are you still learning roles with this team?
Oh, without a doubt. And, it's not normal. You've watched this for a long time, Parrish, and I think we'll continue to do that. Certainly the big talk this week was, losing Peyton and what that would happen to the lineup. And as I told you, it gives some, it opened the door for some opportunities for some other guys. You saw, Plumlee, get a start today, and, Wood got a start. McCants got his second start. Some of that's happening, but then also, to try to get Harris some at bats. Harris, missed the entire fall, but came out this spring, and really probably we weren't sure if he'd even redshirt, but he can't throw yet, but he's swung it so well, in the early inter squads in those 3 weeks, and he's gotten some good swings off, obviously in game, big hit today, or big double today in game 1. So we'll continue to make some moves, because we have to figure that out. Certainly the goal is to win games, but it's also to kind of figure out what that lineup's going to be, and then on the other side of the ball as well.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Any more questions for Coach? All right. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Davis.
Thank you.